how important is it to be consistent on YouTube, and what do you do if you haven't been uploading videos in a while? That's what we're going to talk about in today's video.
I wake up on Sunday morning, feel that ache.
So hello friends and welcome back to yet another video. It's been a little while since I uploaded the last one, and in fact it's been over 4 weeks since I uploaded the last vlogs and about 2.5 weeks since I uploaded my last other video. And so I figured today would be a perfect time to talk about a very important topic on YouTube, and that is staying consistent and uploading regularly. Because I still remember when I got started on YouTube, I listened to so many tips and tricks and advice videos of bigger YouTubers, and they all pretty much seem to say one thing, that is, if you're not consistent you have zero chance of growing on YouTube. So that's the biggest and most important thing. Sometimes there's a little bit of a problem with that though. And that is that figuring out a schedule for yourself and then trying to keep it can really quickly start becoming a burden and start stressing you out, because creating videos simply can take such a long time that oftentimes after a while of creating videos it simply feels like more a chore than actually something you want to do. So it really can at times suck out the joy and the fun of actually making videos in the first place. And I actually think it's a very common problem, and probably the #1 reason why so many times you see from your favorite YouTubers like the why I stopped uploading videos or why I'm taking a pause from making YouTube videos. Because after all, sometimes it really can feel like a burden and you really don't feel like putting a camera into your face. So since I've been uploading videos for about a year now, and especially in the last couple of weeks, I had a little bit of this phase where I really didn't upload much because I was focusing on other things. I felt like today would be a great day to share my thoughts and experience with you, because I wouldn't be surprised if many of you are struggling with the same problem. And so for all those of you who have already created YouTube videos yourself, you probably know this. But for maybe those of you who have never done something like this, it's really difficult from the outside to understand how much extra time goes into making a video. So just to give you an example, when I'm making videos for myself, like the reaction videos or making a vlog like this, it can easily take me like 2 hours to film that, and then after that comes the editing. Editing can take anywhere between 3 and sometimes even 8 hours for one single video. You need to upload it to YouTube, you need to find a thumbnail, you need to find a title, create the tags, then you need to publish it, and then you need to tell people about it. It can oftentimes turn into like a 6, 7, 8, 10, sometimes even 12-hour process from starting a YouTube video to actually having it uploaded and finished on the platform. And I often find myself hesitant of actually starting that, because I know that okay, the moment that I press the record button is when the actual work's really gonna start, and it's gonna take me an entire like 12 hours to finish it. And don't get me wrong there, I'm not complaining that it is the way that it is, because actually I chose to do this and I actually really like it. The problem is just sometimes you choose a pace for yourself that is too high to keep it up. It's a little bit like when they often always say YouTube is not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's simply gonna take so long, it's gonna take you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years until this really ever goes anywhere, and it's a bit like running a marathon. It's just simply too long to take a pace that is too high. You need to figure out what's a pace that you can actually sustain for a longer time without needing to break it off or taking a pause. And actually choosing that right pace for yourself, that's the real difficult part, because you will always hear recommendations of other people saying you need to upload 1, 2, 3, 4 videos per week, but that in the end totally depends on first what kind of videos you make, and second what kind of pace you can maintain because you have other obligations. And after all, it also depends what kind of content you make, because you can just put 10 hours in a video or you can put 100 hours into a video. So listening to general advice on what the actual right pace for uploading on YouTube is most likely not gonna bring you forward, because it's a one-on-one decision that totally depends on your circumstances, how much time is available for you to put into making videos, and then after all, how much time it actually needs you to make one single video. So for me, pretty much after making like 1 year, mainly consistently videos on YouTube, the biggest realization for me was that it's really the biggest task for you as a new aspiring YouTuber to figure out what is the pace that is high enough to put out as much content as possible, but at the same time not too high to burn yourself out and needing to take a break from uploading videos. And the only actual proper way to figure out that pace is not by thinking about it, it's not by listening to YouTube videos of others who give you advice on you need to upload 3 videos per week. It's really by testing it for yourself and trying it out, and then seeing what works and what doesn't work for you. I, for example, for a while tried uploading 3 videos per week. That used to work pretty well. But then again, I kind of started struggling again when I stopped having enough video ideas and fell out of that pace again. And that actually then is where we'll try to come to the solution part of this video, which is what do you do when you fall out of your pace and you want to get back into creating regular content, but you're kind of stuck in that non-productive procrastination place and you need to figure out a way on how to get consistent again. And so I figured out for me the solution to all this is like to set myself challenges or clear sort of short periods of time in which I know, okay, I'm gonna stick to it, I'm gonna make a commitment, I'm gonna upload X amount of video in X amount of time. And that's exactly what I'm trying to set myself for right now, to get back into uploading again and regular creating content. And after all, that's then my biggest recommendation that I can give to you. To figure out your pace, you really need to try a couple of times on how high you can actually go and how high is actually too high. So what I want to do right now is to get my ball rolling and to get the momentum up, because that's the most important part. Building momentum and then maintaining it. I want to upload 7 videos in the next 7 days because I've never done daily videos, and I've also been super impressed by anyone who's been daily vlogging, because now knowing how much effort it is, it's really a sort of unsustainable thing that I don't see myself doing. But 7 days, that's something I can stick to. And if you want to join into the 7 videos in 7 days challenge that I set for myself, feel free to do it and let me know and post your channel down below. And then after all, figuring out the right pace for you to upload on YouTube. There's really no right and wrong answer to this. In general, it's very likely that the more you upload, the better. But after all, always staying aware to not overpace yourself is a very important thing. So whenever you do have times of high motivation and high momentum, use them. Pre-produce content. And then from my experience, the most important part, if you ever do fall out of your schedule and you can't keep producing yourself, the most important thing is then not to beat yourself up, but after all, trying to figure out on how you can get back on track again. And for me, that is by setting myself challenges. But I'm very curious, how is that for you? Have you ever struggled with the same problem? And if so, how do you get out of it? Tell me in the comments below. And until then, you can be excited if I'm actually gonna follow through and upload 7 videos in the next 7 days. And of course, you'll have to keep me accountable to that. And tell me to stop procrastinating if I'm not uploading in time. Talking about procrastination, I yesterday just recorded a podcast on that very topic that I'm gonna link down below. I'm gonna tell you a little bit more about the podcast in a couple of days from now, because that's something new that I've been working in the meantime while I haven't been uploading videos. That's it for today. Until tomorrow.